Hello, everyone. Imagine a God's eye view where you can see everything. It's omnipotent, it's omnipresent, it's omniscient. One could argue that if we have a view of a completely data transparent ecosystem, we can solve many issues, many societal issues overnight in health, in energy, in transportation, in law, and even democracies. But the challenge is to use data-centric and AI techniques is that the data is siloed. However, there is a false dichotomy between privacy of data and utility of the data. Now we're at the cusp of techniques in computing and informatics where we can achieve both simultaneously. So how are we going to solve this problem of invisible data? Let's look at it in the context of health. If you have multiple hospitals and clinics that have data that can be pooled together to create a global machine learning model, we would still like to make sure that the data remains private, and confidential data remains with those entities. So to create this global view that works on local data, I believe we need to solve three problems. The first is the problem of automated machine learning that can work on local data if it's messy, unstructured, biased, and so on. The second problem we need to solve is to be able to create these global models without exchanging raw data from local repositories. And the third is we need incentives for all these players to work together. So the first problem is how do we create automated ML? So my student, Utkarsh Gupta, as part of his thesis, published some work that has become a leading algorithm for automated machine learning. And the idea there is to create a supervisory teacher and a student network which spawns many thousands of student machine learning networks and allows the teacher network to find the one that's doing the best job. The second problem is how can we train machine learning without sharing raw data and to deal with this invisible data. Now, Sandy Pentland, my colleague and my mentor here at MIT, has been reminding us for treating data and privacy in a way that can unlock the potential in society. I think over the last few years, we are seeing remarkable progress algorithmically to actually achieve those goals without worrying about regulations or laws. But we know that to maintain the privacy and dignity and compassion of an individual or organization, there are many reasons we cannot create such a data transparent ecosystem because of convenience, incentives, trust, and regulation. To address this, the common techniques that are used is to simply anonymize the data, but that's simply not enough in today's world of overlapping data sets. Obfuscation takes you to some extent, and encryption is probably the right way to go, but it's not as compatible with machine learning. And so our group has come up with a new technique called smashing of data. This is how I see the current snapshot of research that achieves data utility and data protection at the same time. By obfuscation, techniques like differential privacy allow you to perform inference operations. With encryptions, with techniques such as homomorphic encryption, allows you to do statistical queries even if the data remains encrypted. But new techniques such as federated learning from Google and split learning from here, from our group at MIT, allow you to maintain a trade-off between simple obfuscation and encryption, at the same time create machine learning models that can not only be trained on siloed data without exchanging raw information, but also allow you to do inference while maintaining that confidentiality. So this is how we see the current snapshot of research that's out there. Now, all these red, yellow, and green circles could move up over time as we see more algorithmic progress. But given where we are, I think it's just an exciting time to see how we can go and solve these big societal problems. So in split learning, the idea simply is to let the early layers in neural network do the work at clients and later layers on at servers. And by creating these smashers that are public domain, we think we can create a network of data ecosystems. And we have shown that techniques like this can create tremendous gain with respect to other techniques that are out there, like federated learning. So I think AI for siloed data is our need. I don't think we can simply sit behind and pretend that as computational or informatic folks, it's not our job to go and solve the societal problems. The patients who are not getting the care, the environmental degradation that's out there, dealing with democracies and dealing with laws. I think it's up to us, and the time to do is now. Thank you.